Welcome to the 2717 podcast. I'm Javier, an authentic wedding filmmaker.
And I'm Ashley, a passionate wedding photographer.
We're here to bring Proverbs 27:17 to the wedding industry. As iron sharpens iron,
so one person sharpens another. In this fun series, we're all about sharing experiences and building a community.
Expect heartfelt stories, creative inspiration, and some amazing behind-the-scene moments.
Plus, insights from some truly inspiring guests.
Tune in to connect with us, spark your creativity,
and be a part of a supportive community.
You're listening to the 2717 podcast.
Planning your wedding isn't just about choosing a venue, it's about finding the perfect backdrop for one of the most meaningful moments of your life. That's where Juliana Estate comes in. Nestled in the heart of Lakeland, this elegant estate gives you that classic scenic charm, like a movie set, but it's all yours. Think lush greenery, romantic gardens, and plenty of room for unforgettable moments with the people you love the most. It's a place where every detail feels personal because it's not just a venue. It's where your story begins. See how Juliana Estate can make your wedding day truly yours at julianaestate.com. Thanks for sponsoring today's podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 2717 podcast. I'm Ashley, and today we are doing a super fun episode that is just for the girls. So we have some of our favorite women-owned businesses here to talk all things girls and girly pop and wedding industry and all that fun stuff. Javi is actually behind camera today, so he's here in spirit, but you know, you won't be hearing his voice today. But girls, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Alexandria, owner of Lisette Lux Makeup.
I'm Kayla with Love K Collective.
I'm Julie Chernick from Juliana Estate.
Yeah, you guys probably know these lovely women. If you don't follow them already, you should, but they've all been frequent on the podcast. We love them. They're very close to the 2717 podcast family. Tell a little bit about each business too, just kind of like how many years you've been doing it and like all that fun stuff.
I'm a professional makeup artist and I've been in the industry for over 13 years now. I specialize in doing bridal makeup and for also special events, and I also do education for makeup artists and clients too.
I've been a photographer for about 5, almost 6 years. I do weddings and portraits, but the last 2 years or so, I've really honed in on doing more women empowerment, and I also have my Tampa studio, which has been so much fun.
And I am a year in, kind of, at the venue. It's kind of weird because we bought it in January, been remodeling it, but we had our grand opening in October. And I should probably have a number of weddings we've already done and what we have coming up, but I don't have those numbers on me because we're just here. So, but it's been fun. I mean, wedding venue owner is a lot different than being a florist. So still a lot to learn, but we love where we're at and where we're headed. So, hey, Ashley, tell us a little bit about how is your wedding planning going? Let us know on any of that fun stuff.
Yeah. It's been really good. It's coming up really, really fast for what it feels like, at least. I can't believe it's April already when we're filming this, at least. I don't know when these are coming out, but we love a batch edit.
That is true.
But I can't believe it's April and like my wedding's in November. It just feels like yesterday that like we just got engaged and then like in 2023 and now it's 2 years from now and like it's almost here, which is crazy. But I feel like I just kind of started the brink of it. Like in January, I hired a lot more of like the like I had our venue booked and our videographer and photographer booked. But then like in January, I was starting to do more of like catering and florist and stuff like that. And I had actually talked to you a little bit about florists and quotes and from a friend perspective and vendor's perspective of like, hey, what does this look like?
Hey, you did give me a shot. You did give me a shot. But.
Yes, for sure. I love you. That's smart. But so now I have like all the basic vendors booked. I actually still need my hair and makeup artist, which I was just talking to Alex about. So
how are you behind on some of this stuff? Come on.
I know. It's so bad. I feel like it's just like coming up so quick. But I have like just made my bridal party group chat, so we're talking about bachelorette things, which is like I feel like such a back burner thing, but I'm like bachelorette.
Yeah.
But it's good. So
what's been the biggest challenge?
I think the biggest challenge was finding a photographer. Finding a photographer was super, super hard.
And are you finding
as a photographer or just in general?
As a photographer. Yeah, as a photographer, but also in general. I feel like from the general standpoint, there's so many options and it's so hard to narrow down like I had to literally do it in steps. Okay, I was like, who has the ideal style that I want? And then from there, I was like, okay, do they fit in my budget? And then, okay, let's hop on a call. And then do we vibe? So like that was kind of the structure that I went along with. Whereas with like every other vendor, I've been very chill. Like when I talked to my DJ, it was the first one that Clay recommended. They were like, this is who we work with all the time. He's great. I was like, okay, hopped on a call. He was from New York. I was like, you're a baller, dude. I was like, sounds good. I trust you with my life. And he was like, okay, cool. And so like, and then from there, it's been fine. But like with photographers, I talked to so many and like looked through so many, and it was so hard. Yeah, photography was
Okay, from a venue perspective, what was the venue selling point? Like, did you always want to get married here?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was pretty easy for you. Okay.
Yeah. Venue wise, it was super easy for us. I will say, I had seen the Clay Theater before, like working in the wedding industry, and I fell in love with it, and I was like, I will get married there.
Oh, easy.
So I was super in love with it. I saw their pricing and I went, oh, maybe I won't. And then I was like, maybe not. Because we weren't even engaged at the time, and you never know what like your budget's gonna be, or like how long your engagement's gonna be, what he wants to do. You know what I mean? If he wants to have a smaller wedding or a bigger wedding, like you decide that together and whatever. So, but before we were engaged, I was like, I love this venue.
Got it.
And then when we got engaged and we kind of were planning from there, and looking at venues, I like made a nice little list for him. I said, these are all the places that I love that I would want to get married. So like from there, he's so logistical. So he was like, okay, let's look at like budget. Let's look at like what they offer, like all of this stuff. And so we're going through venues and everything. And we literally like, he clicked on the Clay and he was like, wait, this is really cool. It was like an instant switch for him. He was like, all the other ones were like, okay, like whatever.
Yeah.
He was like, this one's really cool. And we're both big movie people. Like he's seen every movie under the sun. So it just kind of like fits into our love story really nicely too. It like elevates our love story as well as like not just having our wedding there. So yeah. It's so fun.
Kayla, have you shot there before?
I haven't. I don't go up far in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me either.
Like local.
Yeah.
In
It's
my little circle.
it's hard in Jacksonville. Like it's kind of like a destination wedding within itself, but being in the same state, which has kind of been hard to navigate.
Yeah.
Because all of my favorite like vendors that I work with all the time are down here, and like trying to find vendors up there that like you don't work as closely with or don't know. And then also like trying to figure out everybody has to stay up there and stuff like that. So it's been a little hard in that aspect of things, but it's been really fun.
Are you truly enjoying like the season?
Yeah.
That's good.
Truly enjoying like the fiance era.
Yeah.
Planning, I don't know if it's for me. I'm very type B. So I'm very like, that's a next month problem. And now it's April. And
Yeah. It makes sense
like,
though. It makes sense. Yeah.
So I was like, I found that I'm a very type B bride in that aspect of things. I'm like, I got other people's weddings to worry about.
Yeah,
I don't have to worry about my
exactly.
wedding.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sure.
We had a small wedding because I just couldn't care for other people's opinions. Like too much cooks in the kitchen or just it was a lot. It's a lot to handle.
It is.
Yeah.
Do you guys usually get booked type A brides or type B brides for your business?
If your bride's not an A, someone is, whether it's the mom or whatnot.
Okay.
That's so
You said
true.
someone is A.
Someone is always a type
Yeah.
A in the group.
I explain my personality because I feel like a type A true bride, like they want a type A like
Everybody.
day. Like
Yes.
and that's just not my personality.
Yeah.
And that's just not how I go about photographing the day. So when
Yeah.
I'm on my phone calls with weddings, I do talk about like my approach, but also like my personality.
Right.
So I feel like even if like my editing, my budget like aligns with them, if we don't vibe, like, you know, it just doesn't like click.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a level of trust that like your clients need to have with you
100%.
to then like, even if they're type A, type B, whatever, like you still need to trust your vendors. Like you can't be constantly questioning them. And I feel like
Exactly.
that could kind of fall into place when someone is so like that minded of like wanting everything to be perfect. Like I've worked with type A brides where they're like, and it's honestly been the best. They're like, I've planned to the point where like nothing can go wrong, and if it
They
does,
show you the binder.
yes, bang, like nothing can go wrong, and if it does, whatever. And I'm like, I love that about you, but I could see how it also could be when there's a lack of trust with that type of bride, it
Yeah.
could kind of cause collision because like especially in an industry where we're like more creative with photography, like you have to have trust that like I'm going to make sure that you look your best.
Exactly.
And I'm
Right.
going to find
Yep.
the best lighting and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Because I have a conversation of like, I get to know you guys through the whole process. That way I can make decisions without asking you. And like, but I still know it's in your best like interest and stuff.
Right. And
But
it's, you'll love it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But sometimes with type A brides, they have like an unrealistic expectation.
right.
You know, like
Well said.
it's rainy and there's no golden hour. Like, you know, it's just kind of
Something out of
a
your
black and
control,
white thing. Yeah,
especially.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say most of my brides are type A. I've had some type Bs, like throughout
But I
the
feel
year
like
and
your
stuff.
personality and like your experience is type A.
It is. It is.
It's very like,
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
And they always get info and details from me before they even have the question that pops up.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's good for me to like, or not good for me, but like it's fine for me to have both types of brides because
They're prepared either way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're prepared literally either way. And
Yeah.
they already have the instructions and know, okay, if I want this is exactly what I'm going to have to do to get this
Yes.
type of glam. Like I let them know exactly up front. So whichever direction we're going to take, you're going to be able to like know the end result. Yeah.
So speaking of like all of that stuff, I think that we can kind of go into like unrealistic expectations from clients, and we can probably all speak to that in our different industries. But yeah, how do you guys feel about that?
I can go first.
Yep.
Okay.
Sensitive subject.
Okay, so
no.
All of them are like this.
We're all like
Watching.
lips
Like,
sealed,
are you
not
gonna
saying
name me?
anything.
So with Love K Collective, either it's like branding, maternity, or even really with Bourjois, it's like I'm not a plastic surgeon. So like it's just not my personality to alter your body. That's not like you. Obviously with like certain outfits that they wear, it's like fitting in a, you know, certain position, certain like posing. I will like alter the outfits if it doesn't make your body look like it normally does. But like I can't change how you view yourself. Like even from my personal experience, like I've done a shoot and like celebrating my like weight loss, but like I didn't look at the photos and was like, I love myself, like obsessive, but I was very proud of myself for just doing this shoot and how far I've come. But I feel like it would be so wrong on me to put on the photographer like my own insecurities of being like, why don't I look a certain way? If that makes sense. 'Cause I get that a lot with like, you're doing this shoot to like celebrate you and your body and the season that you're in, but like I'm not going to like alter you. That's
Yeah.
not like what this shoot is about. And I feel
Right.
like when girls
Piggyback.
come in from makeup, it's like they want to change who they
Erase,
are.
take away my acne, make my nose like so much smaller, like take
I
away
want,
my
like,
double chin or all these
an
different
inspo
things. And
photo
it's
of
like,
like glass skin, but they're still wearing the makeup from like a week ago.
right. They want their face to look so like dewy and hydrated, but they've never used a moisturizer like a day in their life. Or they don't have a skincare routine, you know? And then
Yeah.
they want their face to look like this AI photo. And it's like, we have to be a lot more realistic,
Right.
you know? Like, flawless skin equals flawless makeup. So,
Yeah.
for instance, like for me, when it comes to my clients, specifically even brides, I always basically give them a custom skincare routine based on their, you know, skincare concerns, letting them know these are the type of monthly facials to be getting before like your wedding day. This is when you should be starting. Like if these are your inspo photos and you want to make this a realistic expectation, then this is the journey that we have to take for you to be able to make that happen. If you do not do from A to Z, then you cannot expect this to be your end result. So and literally 99.9% of my brides, thankfully, they all follow through and they trust it. And the reason being is because none of my work that I post like on socials is filtered.
Amen.
And that is why. You can literally zoom in and you can see pore and skin. And the reason why so many people are like, oh my gosh, I feel like you just work with people that just have great skin. It's like, no. Those brides put in the work because I saw them when their skin was probably not at its best and they knew that they wanted that glam to look amazing. And so they put in the work to make it happen. So, yeah.
As a bride though, I would feel low about myself if my makeup artist put a filter on my face.
Exactly.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
even
yeah.
like when I make like modifications, it's like a clarifying thing.
Yeah.
Even with my weddings, of being like, hey, like, you're wearing a strapless dress, you're bending a certain way. Like, do you want me to take, like, you know, it's just, I want them to be honest. Because, like, with wedding photos and, like, boudoir, like, that's kind of like a once in a lifetime, like, thing that they do.
Yeah.
And I feel like I would feel, like, so low about myself
Oh yeah.
if I've had a makeup artist just, like, alter my appearance
Exactly.
to make
yeah.
their portfolio look better.
Exactly. Because then what if those insecurities that those things that you change were never insecurities to them?
Yeah,
Totally.
but now they are.
And now they are.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I didn't see anything wrong with that. And then they're like, is that something?
My nose is huge.
Yeah. Like,
Mood.
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest like key factor in that for us, where like our jobs are more like of the physical appearance type of look and like how we like showcase our businesses.
Yeah.
Is like if you're not 100% confident within yourself, like you're not gonna love what we produce. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Yeah,
really
like if you don't get the best dress for you,
yeah.
if you're insecure with it in the beginning and then you expect these photos.
Right. I saw this.
to,
Yeah, I
you
saw
know.
this thing on TikTok, and it was literally like this girl saying, and I think she was a photographer, and she was like, if you've never liked professional photos that you've ever had done in your life, and now like you're here with wedding photos and you're
You're getting
expecting them to be
1,000 gallery image.
insanely
Yeah.
beautiful, like you know, like they're the best photos in your life, but you've never loved a photo of you once. That's not a
Yeah.
the photographer issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
But,
very,
like,
very true.
Yeah.
And then it's also like
do so much.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
also like ties into like makeup styles, like what you think might suit you best of what you see in a photo, it might not look great on you because of like your eye shape, your face shape. Like, you know, I feel like Kim Kardashian is like the most chosen photo sometimes, and it's like, well, if you don't have her almond eyes and your eyes are more round, or you know they're more like forward instead of more sunken in, like the look is not going to look exactly the same with that snatched or cat eye look.
Her makeup?
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, do you
Yeah.
like her makeup,
Or
do
if
you like
you've
what she
never
looks like?
worn glam a day in your life, you know, and now you're gonna put it on and be like, and you don't wear makeup on a daily. It's like
At what point do you have those conversations with clients?
it starts from the inquiry form.
Okay.
Yep. So I have like, have you ever gotten like, you know, professional makeup done before and stuff? So
Got
if
it.
they say like, no, I never, then I always invite them to get an engagement glam done.
Got it.
Because that's where we can start. Because usually engagement glam is usually going to be the softest of glam because of the type of
Right.
photo shoot that it is. Because it's more so about just you and him and
Yep.
like just the location that you're at. It's
Yeah.
not about your makeup.
Yeah.
It's just about you guys. And then being able to like build the look from there.
Got it,
So
got
if
it.
that is already a point right there where they're like, okay, I want a little less than this or a little bit more, that's a perfect point for us to be able to like gauge. And then when they send the inspo photos too, to be able to see, I'm like, okay, this is realistic. And I have them put in their Instagram handle.
Yeah.
And I actually go on there and I see how they do their makeup and stuff.
Got it.
So I see, are these realistic photos? Because if you just wear a tinted moisturizer, mascara, and a clear lip balm, and you're sending me like these Pinterest photos that are filtered
I
full
love
glam,
Pinterest.
I'm like, this is
Hold
not
on.
a match. You are probably not going to absolutely love this
You're
look,
serious.
you know,
Yeah.
versus some girl that's, you know, she wears a cat eye, you know, she puts a little bit
Uh-huh.
extra like on her cheeks and stuff, and she sends a photo like that. I'm like, okay, that's a little bit more realistic of a match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love Pinterest.
I love Pinterest.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that the wedding industry is just like turning into like all trends, like too
Yes.
trendy?
Yes.
I feel like it's more common to have a wedding than to get married. Like to be married.
Yeah, to be married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like are you doing it just to check off like something on your list, or is there an
It's an
intention
expensive
behind?
checkoff.
Yes.
Yeah,
That is very
Or
true.
is there an intention behind it?
And what?
Yeah.
And why do you say that? Like, what makes you say that? What stood out to you that makes you think that you've seen?
It can literally be anything. Like, are you just doing things throughout the day because it's tradition, or because like your friend did it? Like,
Yeah.
why,
I think
if you're
yeah.
not gonna do like, why do you have a cake if you're not doing a cake cutting? Like,
my God.
Yeah,
just
or
little
if you
things
don't
like
like
that.
cake.
If
Yeah.
you don't like it, exactly. Like,
Yeah,
if you don't want to do pajama photos, then like, why are you
don't.
Doing it.
a whole
Yeah.
like gifting to your bridesmaids? It's like,
Yeah.
like don't have something just to check it off. You
Yeah.
know? Especially with like florals, it's
Yeah.
like, can you cut something other, like, anywhere else in your budget
Yep.
if you love florals and not just go with
Florists always get the lowest budget.
but
always.
make the big.
But they make
always
the
need
biggest.
budget.
Yes.
exactly. It's like,
Florals are crazy.
yeah, and they're like, oh, but I don't love florals. And I'm like, okay, so what is your plan with decorating? What is your plan? It's okay you don't like florals. What is your plan? Well, I just want some florals on the table. But you don't like florals, use something else. No one's creative. They just do it because they do it, but then they want you to like create this masterpiece with like the lowest budget. They're like, well, catering took all my budget. And I'm like, you're not cutting their budget, but I have to like cut my budget, and I'm like decorating your whole wedding, and I'm
That's
in
how I
every
feel with
photo.
makeup. I'm like, your face is going to be in those photos for the rest of your life, and you want to cut that?
Yeah.
Like, you're discounting me?
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I'm the first vendor you see. I'm the one that's going to like make the whole
Set the whole
wedding
mood.
morning
Yeah.
Yes.
experience for you. You want to cut mine?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. No, I completely understand.
Yeah.
For
And I
sure.
also think I agree with like, I think weddings have become such a trend. Like, I feel like people have lost the like, make
Meaning.
it personal, make it like everything we just said. Like, why have a cake if you don't like a cake? There's so many other options now. Like,
Yeah.
but I feel like now being on the venue side and the floral side, I feel like all my weddings in fall, I love you all, but they're all the same. It is white and green and hydrangeas, and it's going to get to the point by the end of the year, it'll get so boring because everyone's doing it.
I'm so glad you brought that up because so many are classic black tie. Every wedding,
Yep.
classic black tie that
Yep.
has labeled that.
Yep.
All of them
All of them.
look the same.
They look the same. So there's no
When they
way.
say that, I already have the
Yep.
whole vision board in my head, and they show it to me, and I'm like, "Yep,
Yep.
that's exactly
Every
everything
photo, like from their Pinterest board or their like 5 photos I ask for, all of them have at least one of the same overlap.
Yes.
Where I'm like, Pinterest has thousands. How are we all narrating it down to like, I see this photo on every single.
I think Pinterest knows
Yeah.
that that's the one that's the most favorite and save, and they're like,
Probably.
"We're just gonna filter
Keep pushing
these
it,
out,
yeah.
pushing
Yeah.
these."
Because it really is like, I feel like I loved that trend last year when it was starting to come out. And now I haven't even done it yet. But I feel like by the time we do it this fall, it's like every single wedding, I feel like it's going to feel so overplayed. Where like last year for us as florists was like Baby Breath and White Roses, which is a classic and a timeless look. But I also think when you do it so many times over and over,
And the
I
same
think as
style.
as a creative,
Same
you
arch,
start
like, the
losing
same
that like,
placement.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's no like
Yeah.
uniqueness.
There's no uniqueness to
Yeah.
it. And everyone is
or
like,
personal
well,
touch.
yeah.
It's like mimicking others.
I can't do
Yeah.
anything else with Baby Breath and White Roses. It is what it is. There's no other like, you're not giving me anything else to play with, you know?
yeah.
So I do think that like the vintage wedding cake all of a sudden is like a trend. So it's like every wedding you go to has a vintage wedding cake.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so then
the
there-
extra piping.
Yes.
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with
It's
it.
so
I just
cute,
think
but
that
like, are you doing it just to
because
in the
it's a-
hopes of going viral, or like
yeah,
you
or is
actually
it
like
just
Yeah.
like
And
is this really you?
check it off?
Yeah, is this really you?
Yeah.
And is this really you guys as a couple?
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, like I
Very
feel like
true.
a wedding should be planned about the couple's love story.
Yeah.
Because imagine how many unique weddings there would be if it was just based on the couple's love story.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
All
Yeah.
of my
Or like
favorite,
them.
Yeah,
Yes.
them. Like their favorite
Like when I
music.
walk into your space,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
want to feel like
I'm-
it radiates
you.
them.
Yes,
too.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
all of my favorite weddings that I've done have been like extremely personal. Like
Yes.
they like add all of the personal elements.
Their
that,
mood
like,
board and theme is then.
Yes.
Like
Mhm.
Yes.
to T.
Going
yeah.
back to like how you said you're getting married at Clay Theater and you
Yeah.
guys love movies or your fiance does. Like that
Yes.
is such a beautiful like if I didn't know that about you, I'd probably feel that the day of your wedding.
Yeah,
You know,
and
like
that's
exactly.
exactly what I
and
was
then when
gonna
you
say
look at
too,
the
yeah.
photos, you'll love them because
Yes.
you'll love the, you know, the poster boards that get to be printed. Like it's so
Exactly.
personal to you. You're
Yep.
not doing it because
Yeah.
it's a trend or it's the
Yes.
most wanted venue or what, you know, things like
Exactly,
that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think you can like incorporate your favorite trends that you see on Pinterest, but still like add personal elements to
Yeah.
it
Totally.
to make it you. Like, you know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, it's not like we're not like all sitting here being like, oh, like if you do this, like you're just doing it
I
for
love a good
trends.
trend.
I love a good trend.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So I'm here for it.
I think as long as it matches you, or then it doesn't get overplayed, where then it becomes not a trend and the most common thing.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Right.
be a trend for your own
Yeah,
self.
it's
you
a
know, or your
trend because it's
couple.
a short season. That's
Yes.
why it's a trend. And by
Yeah.
the time everyone gets around to it, then it loses its uniqueness and
Yeah.
magic.
Sure.
And it's crazy because the most time, the brides that say, I want the most timeless wedding are the ones that want the most
Trendy wedding.
in their wedding.
They're
And
just,
I'm
it's just
like,
hard because they don't understand that like their trend of like the 2025 bride era.
Yeah.
Like as vendors, we've been seeing it since 2023, 2024, depending on who you're following and where you get your
Yep.
creativity from. So by the time it comes to their wedding, it's like the old thing. And then it's like, unless you're the first person to do it in 2025, that is like the new trend for 2026. That's
Yeah.
what makes it trendy. That's what makes you go viral. Like, you know, so I think sometimes people that like what you touched on, if they don't understand and they're just looking what's out there, like people that get engaged for too long as a venue owner, when I do a walkthrough and they're like, we're not, you know, we're doing a 2-year engagement. There's nothing wrong with that. But I always say you actually spend more money because you have way more time to look and customize things and
Yep.
print extra things. And that's where all the money adds up. It's not just the vendors, but of course, by then numbers change too for everybody. Everyone increases every year.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a very interesting thing where people kind of think that they're saving long term. And I'm like, well, actually, if you did the math, starting alone, the venue will increase in a year or 2 years. So you're, you know, like everything will jump, food will jump, florals
Yep.
will jump, you know, so it just makes it really hard to explain that to someone that doesn't really do their research before they start calling and doing inquiries and things like that. I feel like I see a lot on being on this side of the table now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I even think that like by the time like you are making all of those decisions, by the time your wedding rolls around, like your whole mindset, Pinterest will change,
Yep,
trends will
yep.
change. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't do so much in advance because then you might look at it in a couple months and be
Yep.
like, ooh,
Yes.
maybe that
Yep.
wasn't the best
Yep.
choice. And I just did it because it was
Yeah.
trendy and I just wanted it because of whatever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I do my bridal previews 3 to 4 months before their wedding day.
Yeah.
Because I have a
Yes.
lot of brides that book me out 12 to 18 months. Because
Yeah.
usually that's the norm for me. And I tell them, we're going to do your preview 3 to 4 months before your wedding date. Because even though you booked me out so, you know, in this far in advance, I said, your mind's already changing of like trying to figure out exactly like what direction you want this to go in as far as planning. So by the time you see me, I want you to already have your wedding dress, solidify your colors, your venue, all those different things, because that's what's going to help me create your look so to make sure it fits in your wedding theme.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure. And I don't know if you like feel this way or not with your clients or like if they come to you with like timeline stuff, but like sometimes my clients come to me like right after they book and they're like, okay, let's make a timeline. And I'm like, no, we're not making a timeline right now. I'm like, we'll talk about that like a couple months before
Like a
your
timeline
wedding.
for the wedding day?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Or
my
like
gosh.
like have timeline questions and I'm like, baby girl, I got you. Okay, I will not let you fail. I will not like
We have 18 months.
we have a long time before this that we like need to worry about these
Yeah.
sorts of
Yep,
things.
yep.
And I still like I accommodate and I'll be like, let's hop on a call. Like I can give you a draft timeline or like a sample, like this is what you're doing or whatever. But like we don't need to craft your timeline yet. And even one of my best friends is a wedding like a planner and she's like, that's literally all my clients want to do. Like all the time is make their timeline. But it's like things are going to change so much.
Yep.
And like you have other things to worry about before you worry about that.
Right.
So
Especially you don't have all your vendors like booked.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
There's no
you don't have hair and
timeline.
makeup booked. You don't
Yeah.
know like what their extra fees are if you want to
Right.
get done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much earlier.
Yeah.
And the same thing with florals. It's like sometimes they have like an earlier, or they're booking multiple weddings and they can't get to you until like 2, but we're doing your bridesmaids portraits at like 12. It's like,
Or
a
you have to
lot.
get early access from your bridal suite because
Yeah.
of the time of your
That's extra
ceremony
money.
and how many people you have.
Yeah.
Getting ready for glam. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like on the floral side, I do a fast call with them. I usually tell them it's a 10-15 minute call. And I basically say, what is your vision? Let's talk through your colors and what are your like items that you need. And then I literally just say, okay, this sounds great. Depending on the timeline, I will be like, I'm not even going to send you an estimate right now. Like I'll give you a ballpark, but I'm like, you are going to change your style 3 times. I promise you that. And
And
I've
your
done this
costs
way
change.
too. Yes.
Yeah.
Because you see one thing and then you're like, well, I was going to go all white, but now I love a little bit of pink. Okay, that's easy solution. We could add that. No problem. 4 months before their wedding. Well, now I really like the spring look. So can I actually do all color? And it's like, I don't have time to go back and forth. I'm like, just tell me when you're ready. As long as you're on my calendar, I don't care what you decide 3-4 months out before your wedding. I've done one wedding where I've literally changed their entire look 3 times in less than 12 months. And you're like, I have other couples. Like I have other things. Like, like just because you decided to add a boutonniere doesn't mean I have to change your invoice this instant. Like it's one boutonniere. It's not, you know. Yeah. So I've had a few weddings coming up that, you know, they got an estimate from a year ago. I literally looked, it was March of 2024. And we've done a call 6 weeks out. They've added an arm and a leg to what they wanted. They changed their look. They've changed everything. I mean, their invoice tripled and they wanted to know why. And I'm like, well, first of all, let's go through, you know, and so then you have to like feel like you're the bad guy, but you're like, you asked for an estimate a year ago with a different style. You had round tables. Now you have farm tables. So you want long centerpieces. Like everything changes. Like everything's going to increase. And it's called an estimate for that reason. Prices have gone up from last year to this year. And I have to accommodate for that. And they're like, oh, okay, well, let's scale back a little bit. And I'm like, you know, so I think it's just so much back and forth, but it's just kind of hard to tap in on all of that.
Because there's certain wedding vendors, wedding planners that they go in and you
Yeah,
can tell,
they
like,
go in.
dang,
Yes.
y'all really made this day.
Yes.
Like, just amazing. And then there's some that I'm like,
I don't see you till ceremony. And I'm like, oh,
what's going
hi.
on?
Yeah, where you been, queen?
Hey! Oh my gosh, there was one wedding, she was not there. And then she popped up when everyone was calling, asking where she was and stuff. She's like, hey guys, I'm here. And they all look like, where have you been? And I'm like,
You're like,
blending away. Like,
If the bride's asking where you are, like that's a woof.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a yikes on bikes.
yeah. I was like, ooh.
But I just think in the wedding industry in general, sometimes there's a little too many people involved that aren't needed at all times unless you have a luxury wedding. And if you're having a luxury wedding, you know that and you know what you need.
Yes.
I think some other weddings just do it because they feel like they need to do it. Or I don't know. I don't know why they do it, to be
the gram.
honest.
For the gram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why
So-
I do it. The gram.
Graham.
Kind of like to steer directions a little bit, I wanted to kind of ask you guys maybe like a deep question. What are your favorite things about being like a female business owner? And then like, what are some things that are like super hard for you guys?
I can go. I think in this circle, I'm a mom of 2, at least like here. And I think that sometimes there's not an understanding of that. Like sometimes people look down because you're a mom and they feel like you can't do it, or why are you doing it all? Or I don't know. I just feel like that's been something that's been really hard to like overcome sometimes, of like, I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. I enjoy what I do. I love working. I love this industry. And sometimes I feel like they ask you like, I don't know. And it's pure-hearted sometimes, but other times that it's not like celebrated that I want to work, or that I want to own a business, or that I want to do creative things, or whatever that looks like. So I think that's been like a huge challenge. I think like being just married, when I first started being a florist, I was able to do a lot more and be available. And now I've kind of limited my time to certain things. So that's also been challenging, of like picking my battles of like, what do I have to do and what do I want to do? Has been kind of on my end.
Yeah, I think that's a huge like double standard too, of like, if she wants to stay at home and not work, like why isn't she like work, like, you know what I mean? Or then like when she is working and like has kids, of like, oh, like she thinks she can do it all, and this like, you know what I mean? Like there's like a double standard of like literally you can't make anybody happy.
Truly,
Yeah.
Which is
truly
like,
at the bottom of the
so,
line.
Yeah.
like frustrating, I feel
Yeah.
like, as a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Or there's this expectation that like once
Yeah.
you are a mom, you're supposed to stay home, or I don't know, just all of that. Just this expectation of women.
Yeah, because I feel like I know a few other creatives who have like gotten pregnant, like photographers and videographers, and they don't share it on their social because some people view it as almost like not disabled, but like it's like they can't do less, like they're going to do less than like their job just because they're having children. and it's
Yes.
just
Been pregnant twice, and I
That's-
worked like 5 weddings being pregnant before my due date. Like literally, my doctor was like, "Please don't go to labor," and I was like, "I got one more
got a-
wedding. I
I
got,
got
you know,
a
like,
constellation to build.
yeah, you know, like
okay.
it's just like I just made it work and I make it happen, and I know my body and I know my boundaries. But it's so true. Like I'd be working these weddings, and people would be walking by me like, "You need to sit down. Like, what are you doing?
No,
like,
I'm a
where
hard
is your
worker."
husband?" And I'm like, "No, I got that."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like it's just
It's
so
my choice.
interesting. But
Yeah.
like I wouldn't be surprised why people would hide it because it's not always celebrated.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I get
And
asked
I've seen that
because,
too.
like with me and Nick, he covers our bills. Like his job alone is great. So I get asked like, oh, you know, why do you even work? We're like, you know, like I'm just like, because I want to. Like it fuels my passion, and
Right.
it makes me feel great that I can also like serve in our marriage and also provide, and not just at a corporate mindset where I feel like I had to be in a corporate position just to bring in income. Whereas like here, like I'm so much more happy, and like our marriage is way more like
Stronger.
increase and and has stronger because I am being fulfilled in like my passion.
Right.
And also like my sisters, like they look up to me. Like if Kayla can do it and like have her own business, that like I can do
Yeah.
it. Because like when you ask my sisters, like when they were little, like what do you want to do? It's always like own a business because Kayla can do it.
Well, ladies, thank you guys so much for having a girly pop episode with me. I love you all dearly.
Love you.
That was
Thank you for
good.
being
That was
here.
fun.
It
Love you,
fun.
girl.
Let's start this way, Julie. Where can I find you?
JulianaEstate.com or at Juliana Estate.
On Love K Collective on Instagram.
Lisette Looks Makeup on Instagram.
And you can find me at Ashley Jade Photography LLC, and you can find the 2717 podcast at 2717 podcast on Instagram, 27 the number 17 spelled out, or wherever you listen to your podcast. It's been fun. We hope to do this again, but bye guys.